In this 10-minute video, you will see how Ukrainian FPV drones successfully tracked and observed Russian soldiers on the battlefield. Every encounter between the drones and the soldiers is captured, showing how the drones monitored movements, activity, and positions. Watch the video until the end to see the full scope of these UAV operations. While searching for Russian soldiers, the FPV drone suddenly encountered them. When the soldiers saw the drone, they panicked and began to move quickly. The drone operator monitored their movements from above. One of them managed to enter a building, while the other soldier continued moving in the open. The Russian soldier can also be seen carrying a hunting rifle. This time the Ukrainian 414th Magyar Birds unit detected Russian soldiers in the Donetsk and Zaporizhzhia regions and monitored the area with numerous drones. Russian soldiers who were struggling to advance on the front line due to difficult winter conditions were closely monitored by the drones. The wandering of Russian soldiers on the front lines indicates that Russian forces may be experiencing discipline problems in the war. In particular, the soldiers' limited training and confusion during the situation made their movements easier for drones to monitor. As the drones continued to observe the area, operators carefully tracked the soldiers' positions and movements from above. The aerial view allowed them to follow every step taken across the snow-covered terrain and open fields. Some soldiers tried to move between damaged structures and small tree lines for cover, but their positions were still visible from the air. The drones maintained constant surveillance, recording the situation and sending real-time information to operators. This type of monitoring shows how drones have become an important tool for observing frontline activity and tracking troop movement during the conflict. Millions of Russian drones have been lost in this war. Ukrainian drone operators, with their professional training and organized tactics, have monitored Russian forces closely. Their precision and skill in operating drones have made it easier to observe troop movements, and many positions have been carefully monitored from the air. This shows how effective Ukrainian drone operations have become in tracking activity and providing situational awareness on the front lines. In the Donetsk region, Ukrainian Birds of Magyar continue their operations using FPV drones. Russian soldiers are advancing along the front lines, moving through snow and difficult terrain, while the drones sweep the battlefield from above, scanning every open area and village road. Russian troop movements are closely monitored, leaving little chance for concealment. Some soldiers move between broken buildings and small forests for cover, but the drones maintain constant observation, tracking each step. The UAVs detect even small units and lone soldiers in trenches or behind obstacles. Each Russian vehicle, whether tanks, pickups, or supply trucks, is recorded and analyzed. Bunkers, control points, and communication equipment are observed from above. The drones provide real-time intelligence to Ukrainian operators on the ground, capturing every movement and pause of Russian troops. The snowy terrain makes it harder for soldiers to move unnoticed, and UAV operators maintain careful monitoring to ensure maximum visibility. Russian troops move cautiously, aware that every action is observed. FPV drones continue to monitor the positions identified. Russian soldiers, unaware of the drones above, continue their advance while Ukrainian operators keep the drones positioned for detailed observation of key units. Vehicles, including armored personnel carriers and trucks, are carefully monitored, and soldiers in open areas or exposed positions remain under constant watch. Some soldiers attempt to adjust their movements, but the drones provide continuous tracking. Observation continues across supply lines and frontline units, capturing all activity, even for units that are partially hidden or camouflaged. The drones record and report movements, communication equipment, and command posts, providing operators with detailed situational awareness. This comprehensive monitoring shows how drones contribute to understanding troop movements and operational coordination. Over time, millions of Russian drones have been lost in this conflict. Ukrainian drone operators, with their professional training and organized tactics, have been able to closely monitor Russian forces across the battlefield. Their skilled operation of drones allows observation of troop movements and vehicles, providing insight into positions and activity on the front lines. Soldiers' movements, vehicles, and equipment are carefully observed, even in trenches or behind cover. The continuous monitoring allows Ukrainian teams to maintain a significant advantage in situational awareness and reconnaissance. The effectiveness of FPV drone operations demonstrates the modern battlefield's reliance on unmanned systems. In Donetsk, the birds of Magyar show how well-trained drone operators can provide detailed observation of the battlefield, monitoring activity, positions, and movements across the front lines. In the Donetsk and Zaporizhia regions, Russian forces advanced through snowy and difficult terrain, unaware that the Ukrainian 414th UAV Brigade, the Birds of Magyar, had launched FPV drones to monitor the front line. The drones swept the battlefield from above, scanning every open field, village road, and forested area. Even lone soldiers or small groups were easily detected. Vehicles, from armored personnel carriers to supply trucks, were recorded and analyzed, while bunkers, trenches, and communication points were monitored for movement. Russian troops attempted to use damaged buildings and trees as cover, but the drones tracked every step. Operators coordinated drone positions to cover wide areas, logging each action and pause of the soldiers. The wandering and confusion among the Russian troops revealed their limited training and discipline under harsh winter conditions. Snow-covered roads slowed advances, making the forces even more vulnerable. Constant aerial surveillance sent live intelligence to Ukrainian command, keeping Russian troops under observation and leaving little chance for concealment. Every moment was carefully recorded, building a clear and detailed picture of the battlefield and the soldiers' positions. Once Russian positions were fully mapped, FPV drones continued careful monitoring. Operators focused on important areas, vehicles, troop clusters, and strategic points. Soldiers in exposed positions had little chance to notice the drones, which flew close enough to confirm positions but remained agile to avoid counter-movement. Supply trucks and armored units were closely observed one by one. Russian soldiers tried to regroup or find cover, but every movement was monitored. Activity around bunkers and command posts was continuously tracked. Some soldiers attempted to move quickly, but the speed and maneuverability of the UAVs ensured that their positions were clearly recorded. Multiple drones covered wide areas, maintaining complete observation. The careful monitoring showed how movements and coordination unfolded across the front lines, with operators recording activity and patterns. As the FPV drones continued, all key areas were observed in sequence. Movements across the front lines were captured, including how soldiers navigated trenches, vehicles, and damaged structures. UAVs followed troop movements, ensuring accurate tracking of positions. Vehicles and equipment were logged, and command points and supply lines were continuously monitored. This constant observation provided situational awareness for Ukrainian operators. Every action was noted, and operators coordinated the drones to maintain maximum visibility. By the end, thousands of positions had been fully observed and documented, leaving a comprehensive record of activity across the front lines. The detailed monitoring highlighted the skill and organization of the 414th UAV Brigade, the Birds of Magyar, in keeping track of movements and ensuring complete situational awareness. Ukraine's 14th Mechanized Brigade observed a Russian soldier moving in a field near Vilshana in the Kharkiv region. The soldier carefully navigated the area while an FPV drone monitored from above. After moving for some time, the soldier slowed down and continued cautiously as the drone maintained observation. A Ukrainian drone is observed moving over a group of Russian soldiers near disabled armored vehicles. The drone confirms the position from above while carefully monitoring the area. A Russian soldier was seen moving along an open road. He had no cover and carefully made a few quick maneuvers. The Ukrainian FPV drone operator continued to observe and track his movements from above. The soldier eventually slowed down and moved cautiously, while the drone maintained its position and monitored the area. Ukraine's 34th Coastal Defense Brigade observed Russian drone operators in the occupied Kherson region. The location of the operators was identified, and a loitering drone was used to monitor the area.